All right, you guys, we're going to talk about how we made $868,000 off of Shopify in just under 2 years by not drop shipping. Crazy, right? All right, let's start it off with just to show some numbers from last month to be exact. Last month was June 2020. We did $65,610.87 in revenue in 1 month off of Shopify through building a brand, not drop shipping. We spent $27,361.92 on Facebook advertising. Our product cost was $8,774.80. Our shipping and Shopify fees and all the other fees that come with running a brand was $6,493.07, which leaves us with a total profit in 1 month of $22,981.08. All right, so we started this brand just under 2 years ago in August 2018 with $500. Nothing more, nothing less. We didn't drop ship. We never drop shipped. We did all of the work ourselves in-house, and I think that's what made it so profitable. You see people out here, they can make so much money by drop shipping, but does that money really stick around, and does that money really keep coming in? As opposed to just having one product on the website or just multiples of different products that ship directly from China, we decided to take it a little step further with a little extra hard work, but not that much because, you know, e-commerce is the new way of doing things. So we built a brand, not just a store. We're focused on the tiny details from running the customer service to fulfillment and building the brand all in-house here in California. It creates long-term results. It also gave us a good pulse on what the business was, and it also lets us have profits for longer, as opposed to just having a dropshipping store, like I've mentioned, where you have one product that might or might not take off for 6 weeks, 4 weeks, and you make some pretty good profits, whereas you can have a brand and a brand identity and really just explode, honestly. We do all fulfillment in-house ourselves, which, I mean, don't get me wrong, this is a lot of work, but in the end, it really pays off. Not only does it teach us, it taught me how to actually run a fulfillment center, taught me how to package, taught me how to use the United States Postal Service and other shipping platforms. And I know what the product looked like before it actually shipped out. I knew the quality. I've seen it all firsthand. It also allows me, by holding the inventory, it allows me to accept returns a lot easier, because then we can just flip that product and give it to somebody else and give somebody else their money back. Also giving it to a photographer or a creator, a content creator, that way they can actually take the product and take some pretty cool lifestyle images, promote it on their Instagram, promote it on their Facebook, do whatever they do with it just to bring us that revenue. We save a lot of money by purchasing the products and holding them in-house, because we get bulk discounts, and then if we ship overseas and we ship it by sea, I mean, you're paying little to nothing in shipping costs. But if you ship it by air, it's a little more expensive. But in the end, paying for one bulk shipment of say $4,000, as opposed to having a shipment of 15 shipments of $10 that costs you out of your pocket. I mean, in the long term, you're just going to be saving money that way, and you're going to be able to put that money back in your pocket. All right, we're going to talk about our Facebook ads. This is how we actually gathered, and this is how we get our customers. This is where we advertise. We don't just start a store and shoot it out there and just expect people to start showing up, because that's just not how it works. You have to advertise, and Facebook and Instagram, honestly, for e-commerce is probably the best place to advertise, especially when just starting out. I remember when we started our Facebook advertising campaigns, we were spending like $50 a day and getting like 2 purchases off of that, which was a success because we were seeing purchases and we were spending all of our profits back into advertising. But that got us to the point where we're spending $27,000 but making $22,000 in profit. So the more you spend, obviously, the more that you're going to make in this situation. So don't be afraid when you're starting out to actually invest all of your profits back into advertising or back into product, because especially advertising, that is where you're going to see your ROI and your biggest return on investment. When it comes to our advertising, we scale at certain points that we see fit. We don't just start throwing money out there. Like I said, we started with $50 a day in advertising, and now we're spending roughly around $900 a day, which still isn't that much. I've seen people out here that have spent $22,000 in one day on Facebook advertising, and that's like, that blows my mind. And I think that we'll all get there one day, right? But when we go to scale our ads, there's a couple things I look at. There's just two basic things I look at. I don't look at all these analytics. I don't go super deep into it just to know when to scale, because if you're like me, you don't really know advertising, especially when you're starting out. I had no idea what I was doing with Facebook advertising. I had no idea what I was doing with Google advertising. I had no idea what I was doing with e-commerce. Let it be that. But there's two things I look at, like I said. The first is our CPA, which is our cost per acquisition or our cost per purchase. I try to keep that number exactly half of what our average order value is, because we can see our profits, we can spend more to make more profits, but as long as we're profiting at least double what our CPA is, I feel like that is a comfortable place to be. So say our average order value is $40. Say our average order value is $40. That means our CPA should be $20. I mean, there's going to be days where you're going to have a high CPA, but then there's going to be days where you have a low CPA. But if you can hit your CPA at half of your average order value and you can ride that, that's when you can start scaling upwards and upwards and upwards until you hit that $22,000 a month in ad spend, or a day in ad spend, or your $900 a day in ad spend. Or I remember when I hit $300 a day in ad spend, it was like cheering. And also the other thing I look at is my ROAS. So if your CPA is half of your average order value, your ROAS, which is your return on ad spend, should be increasing as well. I like to see at least a 2 times return on ad spend. So basically, however much I spent on advertising, I got double that back. And I mean, as long as those two numbers match up, then I feel like you have a successful campaign and you can scale from there. But when you're scaling on Facebook, always remember not to go from like $100 on a campaign to $400 on a campaign. Make sure you scale up. I do increments of 20 every 2 days. So if I'm going to scale, say I want to scale from 100 to 200, I'm going to take a couple days. I'm going to do one day, $20 more. The next day, I'm going to do $20 more than that. And the next day, I'm going to do $20 more than that. As long as my CPA and my ROAS is showing exactly the numbers that I want it to be showing, that is a basic way to scale your advertising. That's how we did it. And that's how we got to the point of being able to profit $22,000 a month in revenue. And also when it comes to creatives, there's certain things. Instagram is going to be a place where you're going to have lifestyle images. You're going to want to be scrolling through. You're going to want to be more seamless, and your advertising is going to want to look like natural content on the platform. Facebook is semi the same way, but something that works really well for me on Facebook is taking a carousel and putting just product images in it. Not a dynamic ad, nothing like that, just building an actual carousel with product images and showing what our sale is, or saying a sale, or showing some sort of incentive for them to click immediately. I feel like that's something that's worked really well for us. On Instagram, it works okay to do like that, but what I found works really good on Instagram is having some lifestyle pictures in addition to your actual carousel or your ad set, whatever you have, whatever creatives you're using, and posting your lifestyle images and having that post actually be promoted posts. I spend like $15 a day in a promoted post just for that, just to get some social proof and some engagement, and that is going to get some people to be able to retarget to your ads, because if they've seen your promoted post and they've either liked it or they've commented on it or they've just they've liked it. If they see your promoted post and they've liked it, then they're going to see your products on the carousel, and they're going to make that connection in their head of, oh, this is that lifestyle picture, or this is that one picture I saw earlier, but now this is the actual product. And then that is going to be, you're going to have more successful retargeting campaigns on Facebook. Also, when it comes to Facebook, I like to just have two different ad sets running. I like to have an ad set for prospecting and an ad set for retargeting. I've tried some dynamic ads in there and stuff, but they don't really work for what I need them to work for, so I don't use them. But I know people have a lot of success using the dynamic ads. And a dynamic ad is where it takes your Shopify product catalog and it puts it into it takes that catalog and puts your top sellers or your number one clicked items or your number one items for the week, and actually builds a carousel ad out of that. But I like to have full control of what I'm putting out there. That's why I build the carousel ads a certain way. But whatever works for you, I say just go for it. Another thing that made me successful on Shopify was creating customer lists. Taking all your customers and people who might purchase from your website and composing lists, whether it be an email list, a text list, a list from a giveaway that you did. Having a customer list is a great tool for customer acquisition and remarketing and retargeting. For email, I use a system called Klaviyo. Klaviyo is really good, actually. It's kind of on the more expensive side. We started out using MailChimp, but something happened with MailChimp and Shopify, and they don't support each other anymore. Don't know. So we actually moved to Klaviyo about a year ago. Like I said, it's a little more expensive. I spend about $500 a month, but the more, it's based on how many people you have on your customer list and how many emails you send every month. So the more emails you send and the more customers on your list, the more pricier it's going to get. We take our customer lists and store them directly into Klaviyo. We take it from our front page, and we have a pop-up you've seen them on every website, a pop-up that says, wait, don't go, or hey, welcome, you want 20% off, or give them some sort of incentive to type in their email, and then have them to agree to marketing, email marketing. That's a number one key, is that they agree to it and they know what they're signing up for. But a lot of times people don't have any issue with that. And then you're going to be able to have those customers, maybe they don't purchase, and you're going to have those customers saved that you can even prospect that way through your customer list, your email list. Maybe they do purchase, and then you have a great retargeting campaign for them, or retargeting list. Also, we take all of our emails from our abandoned checkouts, or any checkout for that matter, but especially our abandoned checkouts, because that is going to be your easiest acquisition through email, is to remind them or to give them some sort of incentive to actually complete their purchase. And if they don't do that, you also have them on your email list that they're going to be getting your blasts and your newsletters or your coupons, whatever you send out. They're going to be getting those. And that's going to be, honestly, that's going to be gold. For example, this month so far, we just share some numbers from our email list and how powerful email marketing still is in 2020. We have 9,275 in our email revenue for this month. Our flows, we have $2,630, and our campaigns, we have $6,646. So a flow is the emails that are automatically sent to people who abandon a checkout, or people who have signed up, or people who didn't finish their checkout, really. And we spent $500 on Klaviyo. So as you can see, if we think about this back to our Facebook ads, we had 18.55 ROAS for our Klaviyo campaigns last month. By spending $500, we made $9,275. Also, SMS marketing. We use SMSbump on Shopify, which allows us to send out campaigns, and also allows us to send out automated messages from abandoned checkouts, or people who have also signed up on the front page of the website via their phone number. And text marketing is great because people are going to get a text message immediately and look at their phone and then they're going to click on it, and I mean, you know the deal. Probably make a purchase that way, especially if they're familiar with their brand, with your brand. We spent $276, and we made $3,435. So I hope this makes sense, and I hope that you learned a little something from how I became successful by not drop shipping. I have nothing against drop shipping. I think it's great. And I mean, you see people out here making so much money drop shipping, but it was just not the path that I took. And I think that it's a path that, I think the path that I took by actually building a brand is something that people don't really speak of, and people aren't actually talking about. They're always just talking about the drop shipping and how to get rich quick. But I think that making $20,000 a month in profit in under 2 years, I think that's success, and that I feel like that's getting rich quick. Creepy laugh enter here. I mean, just another couple things. Create a strong social media presence. Make sure that you're always reposting and everything that your customers send you, and don't buy followers, because you will not be able to build any sort of brand by buying followers, because you will screw up your Facebook ads so much that they will not know, your pixel will not know who to target. So, also, this was my first video, so down in the comments below, tell me what you think. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell so you know when I upload again, so that we can continue this discussion. For now, I'll see you guys next time.